at the time of my childhood and young adult years, I had been interested in art, introduced to it by my grandfather, actually a step-great-grandfather, who lived with my family when I was, I'd say, fourth grade, beginning in fourth grade in North Hollywood, California. He had a studio out in our backyard and lived there, and he was from England. And I loved to go out into his studio and watch him paint. And I even loved the smell of oil paint. And turpentine, although that's not as much of a smell as that rich kind of greasy smell of oil paint. And there were times when he would take his gnarled hand around mine, and together we would do a watercolor. So I wish I had saved some of those. But I do remember one in particular, a calla lily, just on the field of color, one lily. And I think it was my first appreciation of the grace of a line, or how one color could turn into another color without a demarcation in between, as in a child's crayon drawing. I think my mother had an effect too, because she taught me colors that were exotic names. Instead of the color wheel, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, she would teach crimson, vermilion, ruby, emerald, jade, or sometimes fruits, peach, tangerine, or flowers, violet, hyacinth. So you see, those stayed with me. And probably the next influence linked the visual arts with language, and that was Robert Louis Stevenson's A Child's Garden of Verses. And in my copy, every poem had a drawing next to it. And I remember so clearly the drawing of the swing and the poem, how would you like to go up in a swing, up in the air so blue? Oh, I do think it's the pleasantest thing ever a child could do. So this linkage of the visual and the word was formative then. And when I came to read what they now call chapter books amongst young adult authors, when I read Heidi, my copy had watercolors in it. And the same with my copy of Little Women. And then I think my interest in art was kind of quiescent for a while